Hello, this is Reiki Master Angelia with today's lesson, the Works of Heart, Reiki 2, and Natural Complementary Healing Training Program. We were in the middle of talking about labyrinths. So we're going to start with beneath the shadow of our denied and repressed self lies our divinity. Yes, because we have a soul. We come from God. Housed in the form of the new healthy male-female consciousness. In order to merge this new energy, we must have a soul container capable of holding it. The labyrinth serves as an accessible outer chalice of the Holy Grail, which strengthens this foundation. And that might confuse people a little bit. What did you talk about, Holy Grail? Your body, as you've heard, is your temple. Your body is the cup which holds the spirit, which came from God. It facilitates a place to unite our body, mind, and spirit within the protective womb, acting as an earth cauldron. This archetypal container, with its circling paths, provides a safe womb to empower our hearts to redirect our minds as we receive divine impulses from the earth and sky, because God is all around us. Matter is reassembling, remembering itself as spirit. The chalice represents the feminine principle that is rising from the collective awakened global brain. The Earth Mother is transforming the world through us as we become the chalice, serving as an open vessel supported within the larger chalice of the labyrinth. As Toby Evans says, sometimes we have to go back in order to catch up with ourselves, and sometimes circling back is just really part of the spiral that is moving us forward. That's something I teach, life coaching clients, did teach, is that, sometimes we have to go back to become unstuck and move forward. Look back when we were kids. So, that's something that is a common theme among a lot of belief systems. This came from Reverend Patrice Joy Masterson, M.A., who's a licensed mentor and my second Reiki master. She's an instructor and a healthy living consultant. And she used to offer group programs for CEUs for nursing, OT, PT, and MT classes. She conducts weddings and other ceremonies at the Harmonizing Health Retreat in Bedford, Kentucky. Now, I don't know if that's still true. I haven't been in touch with her recently, unfortunately. But you can certainly, Google her and check her out and see if she's still doing these things if you're interested in getting some training from her. Next is Labyrinth Journeys from Keeper of the Circles by Toby Evans, and also compiled by my former Reiki master, Miss Masterson. Visualizing is a mental process governed by the reasoning or conscious mind. I think we all know that. While visioning is a spiritual process governed by the intuition or superconscious mind. You can start a visualization using your imagination and then move into a visioning process where the pictures take on a life of their own as you relax and move into lower brainwave frequencies. Toby Evans relates that in journey work, you are using visualization to go into a vision. Owl is a totem animal who is the transformer. And that's my totem animal. Yay, owl. Allowing one to see what is hidden and bringing light into the shadow side of darkness. Symbolically, owl can represent death of the ego and death of all that is out of balance or causing confusion in our lives. Owl has the ability to see in the darkness and to move between the worlds, providing us with a bridge to access information and to expand our perceptions. And that's really funny because when I got my Cherokee name, my name, what he said was Little White Owl, who walks in many worlds and is welcome in our lodges. And he never read this, so that's kind of cool. When owl swallows its prey, it takes into itself the wisdom and energy of the prey. It then regurgitates what it doesn't need. And life is like that. We come across things that serve us, and we come across things that don't necessarily serve us. And we can let those things go. The walk of the labyrinth is similar because there is a call for us to take into ourselves all that is beneficial and that fills us with wisdom, while also being willing to eliminate the thinking patterns that no longer serve us. The owl portrays for us the outer symbol of the male and female, yin and yang, coming together in cooperation to ensure integrated wisdom. Their presence also represents the full and equal partnership the land is asking us to enter through Mother, Father, God presence. Because some people think, refer to God as He, some people refer to God as She. Personally, I think God is both and neither. So I think He is, His own unique self. I don't think He has both properties and, is what He is. It can assist us to use tuning forks on each chakra as you move through the labyrinth. Now, some people do this, some people don't do this. It's not a necessity that you do this. Also, a pitch tuner is helpful to clear lower vibrations and stuck energy. Here's a chart to relate colors and sound to the labyrinth paths. Path 3 would be yellow, or the solar plexus chakra, which is E, the tone. Path 2 is orange. The sacral chakra, D, is the tone. Path 1 is red. The root chakra, C, is the tone. Path 4 is green. The heart chakra, F, is the tone. Path 7 is violet. The crown chakra, B, is the tone. Path 6 is indigo, or the third eye. A, is the tone. Path 5 is blue, the throat, and G, is the tone. And like I said, you don't have to do that. Some people do say that it helps them. So, it's up to you. You try something once, and if it feels right, do it. If it doesn't, then it's probably not for you. Journey to the relevant events. Take a journal, a pen, a tuning fork, a pitch tuner, and a color chart. Begin any ceremony by smudging. And, if you're part Native American or involved in some New Age things, you know what smudging is. If not, it's where, you burn sage and you cleanse yourself with the sage smoke. Call in the guardians of our 4 directions. Again, this is a Native American thing, the 4 directions. Call in your angelic guardians and white light masters. Again, if you believe in that sort of thing. Make the intention to repattern any dysfunctional events of your life path. And that's also, something we do in coaching and therapy is you reimagine that something good happened. Take this bad event. Well, instead of that, what happened? Here's what happened, and that's an imagination. We know that, but it can help you to overcome the trauma. And I've done that a lot on a lot of things. That's why I'm here. Make the intention at the opening of the labyrinth that Owl is guiding your path to give you the wisdom to discover information in a protected environment of healing. Walk into the labyrinth visualizing the color and tones for each path as you enter with the intention of allowing the sound and color vibrations to assist in releasing any blocks to your full awareness of truth. When you get to the center, sit comfortably and enter the silence within. Use a connected breath of counting to 7 on the inhale and exhaling to 7 to go to a deep place in your heart where memories are stored. Ask for assistance from all the present spirit aids to have the old experience shifted into a higher form with only the lesson and love remaining within your heart memory. And that is, something that we also do in therapy or coaching. You're actually experiencing a soul integration as you return to past events to repattern their old responses, making new choices. You can then retrieve pieces of your life essence that have been fragmented or lost. And that's also something you do in therapy or coaching. After relaxing for a few minutes using the 7 breathing cycle, start a rebirthing breath of inhaling and exhaling through your nose in a deliberate pace. When you feel you are centered, travel back in time to the event of your own birth and experiencing anything that is necessary for you to know. And, there are some dangerous things people do where, you put into a blanket or sack and get a breakout for your own birth. And someone actually died that way. So I don't recommend that. Next, go to an event later in your present life that is significant and experience anything that you need to know about this. Go to the last day of your present life and look at any lessons that you need to integrate at that time in the future. And I'll give you an example. In my case, it's confidence. I was mentally and emotionally abused. I was neglected. And I was abused later in life. And so my confidence level, it's very small. I've had someone told me, I love the band Train, and there's a line in one of their songs that says about me, Virginia. It's like, her intuition's magic, but her confidence is tragic. And someone said that's true of me, and it was, because I felt like I wasn't good enough to do anything, or nothing good was going to happen to me. And so I kind of put that attitude out, that vibe that, I'm not good enough, nothing good's going to happen to me, And so, people can pick up on that. And so you're putting that out, and so then they don't, do anything good for you or to you. So, I had to learn a little confidence, a little, I got back into doing things, being on stage, and, getting out there and putting myself out there through advertising and things. That's my example of, after I did some inner work, to make my life look like I wanted it to. The angel of death, or Waken Nile, meets us as a messenger on the path. And don't be scared, that just means, they're going to tell you what you need to do. But a new possibility exists for us if we can surrender control to divine. And that's what I've done with my life. I was like, Lord, this is just too big for me. I can't handle this, because crazy stuff has happened in my life. So I'll let him deal with it, because I can't. Allowing ourselves to find hope and meaning as we learn how to make the turns between then and now in a better way. We will be more fully prepared to make the transition of death if we have cleared up our life lessons. Death rearranges our perceptions. It sure does. Some people will stop themselves from feeling, holding on to control through bitterness, blame, self-pity, the need for justice or retaliation. But these defenses short-circuit the energy, keeping them from receiving the gift that always accompanies death. Other people are simply ready to leave this earth plane because they want to assist from the other side in this higher energy field of the shift. Remember a while back, you might have heard a lot about people talking about the shift. Enjoy this shift that's happening, Journal your experience of your rebirth while still in the center of the labyrinth, where the veils are the thinnest to travel between realms. When you complete the journaling, make this affirmation. This is a pathway into my healing process, moving through the grief and pain. My challenge is to walk it with the awakening that has occurred in this encounter. I do this by letting go of everything except the love. I walk beyond our illusions and see the truth, because God is love. And, if you listen to what Solomon said, he said, all is vanity. He became the wisest person and said, all is vanity. Walk with this specific intention as you go out of the labyrinth in a process of renewal. As you exit, thank your personal angelic guardians, if you did that, if you believe in that. Masters of the light again, the owl totem, and the guardians of the 4 directions. Again, and if you believe in that. If you don't have to do that. Labyrinth clearing processes. Brush up ceremony. Begin each day with the way rolling thunder does, and that's of course a person, Native American. I can't talk today. I've had some bad news today. I'm not happy. But preparations. Purchase diatomaceous earth from a pool supply store. Is a white powder used to absorb toxins. Also purchase a package of American Indian Spirit tobacco. This is free of chemicals. In each of these ceremonies, call in the 4 directions, your angelic guides, white light masters, ancestors, and guardian spirits. And again, these are different beliefs different people have. You don't certainly have to do that if you don't believe that. Always thank and release them at the close. Make a list of all you are ready to release in your life. That's something we do in coaching and therapy as well. Look at these weeds that need to be cleared inside of you. This is what you call pruning life's garden. What are you ready to pull out and face? Allow the pain and judgment that you have run from to touch you. They will not kill you. Rather, they will make you stronger when you meet them face to face in this safe environment. Review all the things about yourself that your ego has denied. Face your shadow side. Realize all the energy you are using to hold these things inside. You have to engage these emotions and the fear that you had from revealing them before you can be free. This is the anger that has lived in you. Feel it. Acknowledge it. And then shed it so that it no longer controls you. Don't shove it down again in denial or judgment. Judging it is holding on to it. Remember, what you clear in yourself impacts the group consciousness of all that is. You are helping lift the collective consciousness by letting go of your own negativity. And that's a big problem in the world nowadays, negativity. It is all a part of the labyrinth journey. Clearing ceremony. Put some diatomaceous earth in a container and go to a special spot an hour before sunrise. This can be a labyrinth or medicine wheel or any place that is sacred to you. Face the east and throw a pinch of the earth as you state each of the things you are ready to release one at a time. When you have exhausted your list, thank you guys and go back inside. Gratitude ceremony. Make a second list of all you are thankful for and are ready to bring into your life. The next morning, just before sunrise, go to the same place and face east. As the sun begins to come up, throw a pinch of tobacco and name something that's your second list that you want in your life. If you do this for a month, your life will change. And you don't have to believe in magical things, to know that if you purge your inner self, then your life is going to change. That's a psychological fact. Ceremony of the soul's integration. Call in the 4 directions. Welcome your angelic guides and white light masters and ask them to vacuum the area in front of you as you walk on the pathways of the labyrinth to conduct a soul integration. The walk is to help the soul remove energy imprints that keep you attached to places, persons, or events that continue to replay as if in a loop. The 90-degree turns with the pattern of the labyrinth disrupt the loop, allowing an unwinding to take place in consciousness, bringing their awareness to the now moment. It allows the soul to catch up with itself, especially the pieces that have been left behind. Merkaba journey. Mer means light. Ka means spirit. La means body. Merkaba, or Ba, means the spirit body, surrounded by a counter-rotating field of light, your auras. This Merkaba is formed when your mind sees absolute unity and when your heart knows absolute unity. When you begin to open up to all life, everywhere, the mind and heart come together in a very particular way, and the geometries around the body become alive. Then you become a living field of light. In this journey, you can make from the center of the labyrinth, you will be assisted by two angels. The male angel takes on the form of a three-dimensional triangle facing up, while the female takes on the form of a triangle pointing down. United, they become the higher self matrix of male-female energy in perfect balance. This forms a Star of David, which ascends upward as a Merkaba, which carries you to interdimensional realms for your highest healing of evolution. Labyrinth clearing. Because labyrinths are safe containers that encourage people to let go of their emotional burdens, you need to assist the earth in transmuting some of the energy that is released. One way is by envisioning the released thought forms being neutralized or transmuted by love. And that's something I've done. Just change it. Look at it in your mind, because sometimes there's things you can't do anything about. And so you have to give it to God and pray that His will be done. See a violet-colored spiral of energy like a tornado beneath the labyrinth that pulls the energy up and out as it rotates. Envision this spiral as lifting the energy up into the sun's fire, which transmutes it instantly. Because nothing can survive that. Labyrinths are natural portals and entryways to the unseen realms, and they can easily attract earthbound spirits. Toby Evans states that this is a whole different category of energetic clearing. When a soul refuses to leave, they carry with them the unresolved feelings that may have been present with them when they died. These could include anger, confusion, fear, sadness, any of these emotions long after the individuals die. They may also feel similarly stuck and need help crossing over. They may be depressed or unable to get on with their new lives without their body. Tune in to any earthbound spirits and ask if they need help crossing over. Open a portal of light and envision loved ones who have already crossed over are waiting for them at the top of this tunnel, as well as any master teachers they have acknowledged. Excuse me. Angels are along the sides of this tunnel of light which welcomes them. Imagine a counterclockwise energy field coming from far above the earth, moving downward to meet the soul. Now, I've had a few near-death experiences, and each time I did see a tunnel of light with angels at the end. Your focus serves as a bridge, providing a platform where the energies can meet the arriving presence to escort the earthbound soul. This presence appears as two angels. The female angel is positioned behind the soul's left shoulder, and the male angel is behind their right shoulder as they escort the soul through the tunnel. See them safe in arms of loved ones. It's not necessary to be in a labyrinth to be of service to earthbound souls or negative thought forms. You can do this also with a finger labyrinth. Invite in the higher self of the earthbound soul and begin tracing the paths with your finger. Visualize the Merkaba surrounding them when you reach the center and carrying them into the tunnel of light, meeting the same greeting party of celestial guides and loved ones. Envision them released before retracting your finger from the labyrinth. How to clear the past. Play a tape that you have made with a rapid drum beat, or have a friend drum for you. This is a shamanic journey to recover the parts of you that were left in soul traumas. And we've all had those, I'm sure. Take this tape, a journal book, and pin into the labyrinth. This is a journey to a lower world that can be conducted in any sacred place. But the center of the labyrinth is a place where the veils are thinnest. Walk into the labyrinth with the intent to clear past traumas. When you reach the center, sit or lay on the ground. As you begin the journey, focus on a rebirthing breath of inhaling and exhaling continuously through the nose. Visualize a tunnel descending down into the earth core. When you reach the bottom, a portal opens and an animal totem comes to take you to a spirit recovery journey. Ask this totem guide to please take you to the place or places in this life or another where you have left deep soul wounds. Continue to journey about 20 minutes, which is enough time to complete the most important trauma reviews. You will hear 3 rapid beats of the drum signaling you to come back to alert awareness. When you hear these 3 beats, return to the portal and thank your totem guide for the help. Ascend up the same tunnel you went down at the beginning of this. And, if you don't imagine an animal totem, that's fine. You can do this yourself. Building a sacred circle. A circle is another place that you can do sacred ceremony. On the ground, arrange 4 stones to represent the 4 directions. Place 2 stones between each of the stones for the 4 directions, creating a circle of 12 stones. 1 for each month of the year. Place 7 stones in a circle in the middle of the 12 stones. And y'all might have seen these, medicine wheels, like out in Navajo country or different places. Invite spirit to guide the healing of those entering the circle for sacred ceremony. You can also make a sacred circle by placing 4 stones on the outside of the circle and then 12 stones on the inner circle for the 12 months of the year. Only enter and leave through the opening on the east. Do not step into the sacred circle unless you are doing ceremony. Normally go in a clockwise direction. Ceremony in the sacred circle. Smudge with sage and call in the guardians of the 4 directions, if you believe in that thing. Guardians and ancestors, again, if you believe in that. Enter from the opening in the east. Continue to walk counterclockwise, stopping at each of the 12 stones outlining the outer circle to naming something you wish to release. You may drop a pinch of that earth or a piece of weed to represent that which you are plucking from your life. Reverse the direction and begin to walk clockwise. As you stop at each stone, throw a pinch of tobacco and thanksgiving and affirm all those things you are grateful to have in your life as if they have already manifested. So what you're doing is you're dropping things and then you're gaining things. Ceremony to be free of games people play. Oh boy. After you have smudged, called in the guardians of the 4 directions, if you believe in that sort of thing, enter from the east and go to the south position in the sacred circle. This is where Coyote, the trickster, or Heyoka lives. Sit comfortably and listen to the beat of the rapid drum as you do the rebirthing breath, inhaling and exhaling continuously through the nose. Enter the heart space of a child, trusting the divine order of the universe. Allow the coyote to take you to see situations that involve game playing by you or another person and creating a victim pattern. And I had a vision of a coyote in my life, first coming in and being scared and then causing problems. Someone said, oh, well, that's your native name, but it was not. But then I figured out where they were pointing to as someone was playing games and tricks on me, and it was not cool. And once I figured that out, then that person is no longer in my life. Pour a small amount of water on each of the 12 rocks to represent clearing your consciousness as you circle clockwise and exit in the east opening. The labyrinth as a consciousness. I can't talk today. Raising device. In her book, Keeper of the Circles, Toby Evans gives an eloquent definition of the purpose of walking a labyrinth. This is beneficial for practical use, especially in the 2012 shift, and that's when that came out. Labyrinths and earth installations using sacred geometry act as acupuncture points within the earth's body. New meridians are being established due to the increased numbers of sites being created. And if you look at that with some of the science, you can see that they're shifting. The earth is shifting. And they're really not sure why. But this is one theory. Moving your physical bodies through the pattern stimulates the universal T or key, balancing your individual circuits and expanding your vibratory fields. The energy adjustments you receive become the attunements that reciprocate back to balance the earth. The labyrinth is a multidimensional mandala to receive and release energy. To access soul memories along with memories held in the earth. And that is our time for today. So that's all for now. Until next time. And I hope you found this educational and informational. I'll leave the link if you would like to, leave a gift so I can continue this, healing ministry.